Today's reflection comes from Don Black, who is a Methodist local preacher based in the Centenary Church, Leeson Park, Dublin. In the course of his reflection, Don will read the Gospel for us. So let's listen to him now.
Hello, my name is Don Black, and I'm delighted to be sharing with you during this Advent time. The reading this morning is a familiar reading with just 2 verses from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 11, verses 28 to 30. Let me read them for you. Come to me, all of you who are tired from carrying heavy loads, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke and put it on you, and learn from me, because I am gentle and humble in spirit, and you will find rest. For the yoke I will give you is easy, and the load I will put on you is light. I am reminded of the story of the man walking up the street with a heavy box on his back. A friend stopped in a horse and cart and offered him a lift. And the man got up on the cart, and the other man driving noticed when he turned around that the man still had the box on his back. And he said, "Why don't you put the box down?" To which the friend replied, "Ah no, it's good enough for the horse to carry me in the cart, but I couldn't expect him to carry the weight of the box as well." You know, sometimes we are reluctant to give over our burdens. We forget that there is a God who cares and loves us, that he doesn't just want to be part of us, but he wants to be all of us. Perhaps you are like me, and sometimes you find passages of Scripture challenging. These words, "For the yoke I give you is easy, and the load I put on you is light." What a pity that Christian life is not an insurance policy, that when we give our lives to Jesus, that nothing bad in life will happen to us. I have friends who are going through very tough times. Perhaps you are. Or you have friends who are struggling with issues such as health, financial, relationships, jobs, security, family difficulties, and perhaps for many of us, we feel that the burden is not light. As I grow older, I know that sometimes there are no easy answers. And you know, sometimes I find that there are no answers at all. But this I do know, that we have a loving God who sent his Son Jesus at this time, and he knows all about suffering and heavy burdens. Let me finish with a story about the author Robert Louis Stevenson. When he was a small boy, he suffered bad health, and one day his mother came into the sitting room, where she found him with his face etched to the cold window pane as he was looking out. "Come away from the window," she said. "You'll catch your death." But Robert continued to look. And then his mother said, "What are you looking at?" To which Robert replied, "I am watching the man punching holes in the dark." He was watching the lamplighter go from pole to pole, lighting the street candles, punching holes in the dark. From my experience, can I tell you that when our burdens are heavy, there is help. Give it all to Jesus and ask him to punch holes in the dark. And by you and me accepting God's love and care, he can turn a flicker into a spark that flames a fire, not only at this time of Advent, but for all our lives. Let me leave you with a song this morning. Are you tired of chasing pretty rainbows? Are you tired of spinning round and round? Wrap up all the shattered dreams of your life, and at the feet of Jesus lay them down. Give them all, give them all, give them all to Jesus. Shattered dreams, wounded hearts, broken joys. Give them all, give them all, give them all to Jesus. He will turn your sorrow into joy. He never said you'd only see sunshine. He never said there'd be no rain. He only promised a heart full of singing. At the very thing that brought us pain. Give them all, give them all, give them all to Jesus. Shattered dreams, wounded hearts, broken joys. Give them all, give them all, give them all to Jesus. He will turn your sorrow into joy. And He will turn your sorrow into joy. May God's blessing fall on you, your families and those whom you love today, over Advent and in the days ahead. God bless.